Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U movement. I am B. We have sunshine, even though there's about 4 feet of snow here. I've brushed off a bench and found myself a nice place to sit and get a little bit of sun codes. Spirit kept telling me to get outside, so outside I am, sitting in the snow. And that's okay. That's okay. My body can use the fresh air and the grounding. Whenever I go for a walk, I practice a grounding meditation, visualizing my roots going down to the very center core of the earth and wrapping around it, like a grappling hook. And what I've noticed more and more through this practice is my center of gravity is getting lower. I used to stand, because of aligned walking, stand really tall and pulling myself up from the crown in a mountain pose. But now I'm getting an opposite pole. My root chakra is pulling down, which is causing a little bit more bend in the knees. And knees are all about flexibility and learning to go with the flow of life. And as you know, going with the flow has been really difficult because the flow felt a little bit like a tsunami for a lot of times. So first, I want to say thank you. Thank you, and thank you. I cannot thank you enough. For all the support that I've gotten along this journey that I have been filming my own awakening process. Because in me sharing my truths and my experiences, it seems to resonate with a lot of others out there, and there's a real sense of community developing, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. I'm also blown away by the comments that I've received in the last few days congratulating me because, I'm not yet integrated this new reality for myself. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for me to integrate this. I'm still quite stunned, and yes, it hasn't sunk in yet. But the comments I've been receiving are mind blowing in themselves, because I didn't grow up with a lot of positive feedback, critical feedback, yeah. But positive feedback, positive validation, positive support are all energies that are very unfamiliar to me. And, over the last few years, and then yesterday on top of it, I've been getting and receiving more comments along the lines of, you're beautiful, you're inspirational, and then yesterday I got you're resilient. And these words, these words hold a lot of power to them, and these words, they're unfamiliar. They're amazing. They're amazing. I just have so much awe and so much gratitude and so much appreciation because in building this community, I've found a sense of family, soul tribe. It's mind-blowing. My mind is just in an utter state of mind-blown at the moment. And what I've been trying to integrate as these shifts are occurring, because these are some pretty major shifts. I don't think you could get much more major than this, but, I've been trying to play out how everything came about. And Dalai Lama said that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. And that is very, very true. And I can see the truth in that statement through this last experience with this legal situation. Because I foresaw this years ago. Years before my mother passed away, I knew, because I had read about estate law, and I had come across many examples of this machine that people can get sucked into that causes strife between family members, and you can be in estate law for like 10 years, losing everything. So I had said to her, and had sat down with her lawyer, I don't even know how many years ago now, maybe 10 years ago, that it was really time to start to figure out a way to transfer the title so that, upon her death, it would be a lot easier for everyone involved. But narcissistic individuals want control over you. And owning my home was a way for her to always have control over me. It was always a doorway into my life, because, I couldn't walk out on somebody. So there was always certain demands. There was always certain strings, one of which was I had to call her every day. And I had to report certain things. I had a lack of privacy, a lack of boundaries. It felt for a very long period of time. I don't know if you've ever watched that show, True Blood. And the characters got fairy blood, and she's in love with a vampire. And she allows him to feast on her. And then, when he starts to get too much, she's like, okay, that's enough. That's all you get for today, So that's what my daily phone calls were like, was ripping my arm out, exposing my flesh, and saying, okay, have your feed. And then when it got too much, I was like, I gotta go, bye. What looks like a kindness is oftentimes veiled manipulation and control. And her refusal to organize things in a way that would have caused a lot less conflict and a lot less money lost was definitely not what I thought was in my best interest. However, had I got what I wanted all those years ago, I can see now that that would have put me in seriously another harm's way, because I was married to a narcissist. And if I had received title whilst still being married, I would have lost half my home. I would have lost in the long run anyways. I would have had to sell the home and lose the home and divide it in two. Because he would have had a claim on that property. Further, I can see why there needed to be 1,000,001 delays, even though that was not what I wanted. And I could foresee what this blank was doing from the get-go, and they were being shifty and shady and demanding certain things. But they had us at by the short and curlies, as the saying goes, My mother, 3 months before she passed away, fired her lawyer, hired a new lawyer, and drafted a new will. And in doing so, she this shady lawyer arranged for the executor of the state to be this trust company in the back beyond buttfuck nowhere, Canada. So do I trust them? No, not as far as I can throw them. Not when there's many financial institutions within a 45-minute drive of all of us. So, you know, like, I mean, main offices. I mean, there's branches everywhere. But so I foresaw a really shady situation, and I was tap dancing as fast as I could, my little egoic self, trying to prevent this and trying to prevent that, and trying to negotiate deals with my brother on how we could divide everything up. And, you know, had I got what I wanted at the beginning, I would have ended up losing more, if not losing everything, because of multiple factors. And even, you know, all of these delays, my mother passed away after I had asked for a divorce and was separated, but I didn't finalize my divorce until last spring. So it's not even been a full year. So that was a blessing in disguise. And my ego being frightened and scared and wanting to liquidate everything and run to Mexico or find a little trailer somewhere in the middle of the woods to hide away in, was coming from a fear-based place of, you know, I can't do it. I'm incapable. How am I going to manage everything? Which is all the programming that I had, and Spirit, I guess, is showing me that I can do it. I am able. My whole life, I've been treated like I couldn't, like I wasn't. In fact, beyond the judgment, I was debilitated. You know, I think for a lot of people who are neurodivergent and don't know it, even more so, and have trauma and have things, it's like running with a backpack full of bricks and chains wrapped around you and a blindfold on and saying, okay, go run the path that everybody else is doing. Why can't you do it? And we're like, because we don't do it that way. We want to do it this way. And it was like my whole life fighting through the thicket of brush, trying to like forge my way through, trying to prove myself. I think I've done that now. I think God is supporting me on this mission more so than I ever understood, because I didn't have that. I was, as you well know, I wasn't raised with that. Sorry, we got a little puppy coming to visit me. So to learn on this process, to shut my ego up, and my ego running down this path or that path in a state of fear, and thinking it needed to solve this or solve that. You know, my ego's been going ballistic throughout this process, and it's gotten pummeled and beaten down to a pulp, because there was more pieces of the puzzle that I didn't see or couldn't understand, that it was all being led in divine time, in divine way. So this insanity, whilst on the one side I could sit and say, you know, it cost me $60,000 and it was so much stress, and you know, it also benefited me because it's made me more resilient. It's made me stronger. It's definitely humbled me as I see God's plan as opposed to my plan, and why things had to work out as they did when they did. as opposed to my desire to control and micromanage the universe. Things were, in fact, working out in my highest and greatest good. So it's important to note that oftentimes we don't see what our highest and greatest good actually is. Very rarely do we. And then our body resists surrendering into a state of trust. So along this process, part of the practice, the spiritual practice or the exercise, has been a continual repeating of, I am safe in my body. I am safe in my body. I am safe in my body, because my body was not in alignment with divine time and divine way. My mind certainly was not in alignment with divine time and divine way. My emotions weren't in alignment with divine time and divine way, but the divine way was helping me facilitate a release of emotions with all the purges. Every single email that comes in or letter that comes in, and there'd be anxiety and shaking and tears and inner child work and shadow work. So as horrific as this situation, it was a fantastic trigger and a fantastic teacher in helping me release all of my emotions, which has left me now in a much calmer state. Like, my body is still struggling to completely get back into a nervous system relax. It'll take some time. But my emotions are like calmer than they've ever been in my life. I think of myself sitting in that lawyer's office, and when he showed me the math, the old me would have had a panic attack. The old me would have raced into the bathroom and started bawling my eyes out, crying when I saw those numbers. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. I am angry about it, and that's a normal, natural reaction, but I wasn't reactionary about it, so, but even in my anger, I'm giving that to God as well. I give everything to God now, because I have faith for the first time in my life through this process of awakening, this twin flame journey. And I have faith not only that I will be restored to my power, not only my power energetically, but my power financially as well. I came home yesterday, and I opened my Bible, which I do just randomly at different places. I have a weird Bible. It's not like a normal one. It's like it's the Tree of Life version. So it's all about Yeshua and Adonai, and it's the old writings, and the page I turned to just randomly was Job restored. So I don't know if you know the story of Job. I'm still learning all of this stuff too. Scriptures isn't really my thing, but I found it fascinating because, the story of Job is somebody who went through extreme trials and tribulations, and nothing was going right for them, and it was taking forever and ever and ever, and then in the end, he received all his fruit. So I saw that as a really super good omen. Yeah, I'll take some fruit now. That would be fantastic. I will rejoice in any fruits. And I also have faith in karma. So I have faith that those that shafted me and, did me over, and I know they did. And that's, that's the system. It's not like I'm special. Anybody who is moving their way into what could potentially be a legal situation, whether it be estate law or family law, and I've had experiences with both, watch out. It's a machine, and it'll gobble you up and it will spit you out. I've always tried to avoid lawyers at all costs. When my son and my son's father and I split. We weren't married. This is a gentleman that I was in love with years ago in Ireland. I sat down with him over a cup of tea and said, okay, right, we're now in the business of raising a child. What can you afford to give me? And when do you want to see him? And the conversation lasted about an hour, and we had some biscuits, and Bob's your uncle, as the saying goes. That was that. That's the way I think that people should deal with negotiations. Unfortunately, that's not the way that it works all the time in the world. And when I got together with my ex-husband, he was embroiled in a family law divorce situation that took 5 years and cost tens of thousands of dollars. And I took on the role of being his lawyer when he could no longer afford one. So I know family law inside and out in a way that I never needed to. But that was like enough of an education to know what not to do in this legal situation. For example, don't be writing your lawyer every day. Don't be every time you write a letter or an email, you're going to get charged for it. Less communication is best. If you have a lawyer and they have a lot of overhead and secretaries and fancy office, you're paying for all of that. So find somebody that works in a small firm. Accept that you're going to lose some and accept that you'll come out the other end at some point in time. And the machine will take as long as it takes. But the more you fight and the more you argue, the more you will lose and the longer it will take. So my approach to dealing with this, other than one or two things that I said, can it be this? And most of the things I said, can it be this, were no, can't be that. And I was like, okay, next, can it be this? Nope. Okay. So the more you say yes, the more things will go for you in the long run. Fighting over nitpicky things is going to end up cost you $100,000. So, it's just not worth it. Your peace is worth more. So that's just a word to the wise and I said that out there because I know a lot of people right now are facing the reality that their relationships are disintegrating, because that's part of this awakening process. Many of us are in karmic relationships or were in karmic relationships. And karmic relationships are designed to teach you a lesson. No different than karmic legal battles and karmic situations come along to teach you different things. One, to teach you to stand up for yourself. Two, to teach you that you will get through it, that you can be resilient. If I can be resilient, you can be resilient. That's for certain. To teach you that you have value, you have worth, that you are able. To teach you to create healthy boundaries. There's a lot of lessons in karmic relationships, and your karmic relationships might be your family of origin. Your karmic relationships might be your karmic relationships might be your friendships and or your work placements. And, if you're going in somewhere and every single day you're triggering somebody and they're triggering you, that's karma. Something's at play there. Something bigger than just a minor annoyance is at play. So, I just did want to do a shout out because if anybody is facing a legal situation, especially if you're facing a legal situation with a narcissistic individual, you might want to make an appointment with me. And I can give you a lot more breakdown of advice of pitfalls that you could avoid. Because I've seen an awful lot of the tricks that they play. An awful lot. And you can save yourself a lot of time, hassle, and money. If you want to book an appointment with me, please do. We can have a discussion about walking away from narcissistic people. So today I'm I'm grateful for not getting what I wanted. Many times over, I am grateful for not getting what I wanted. I'm grateful for the timing that everything has worked out. I am grateful for my soul kids so that I can provide them with a safe space to go through their own process of healing. I am grateful to God so that I can keep, and it like, listen, it's not something you just jump into. It's going to take me way more time, like another year more, to get fully used to relaxing into God, to trust the process. You know, everybody keeps saying, trust the process. And it's like, I just want to trust this process. But that's this twin flame journey. You need to trust, or spiritual awakening, if that's not, you don't resonate with the other. You have to trust that everything is lining up for you in the right time. And I, more than anyone, understand how absolutely nerve-wracking it is to relax into spirit and trust that everything you need will be provided to you when you need it, in divine time, in divine way. And I had a friend who's been an absolute angel along this journey for me. I met her in a twin flame group 3 years ago. Is it? I don't know, somewhere a long time. We've been doing this together for a very long time. And she posted today, I don't have to worry about anything because I know God has it all worked out for me. And I'm like, I love her just absolute trust and faith. She has been my ultimate teacher in teaching me how to have faith in situations that seemed insurmountable, seemed overwhelming, felt like total destruction and annihilation. And it was destruction and annihilation of my ego, so that my ego could sit the fuck down and stop yapping. And I could train my body, my emotions, my mind to all get in alignment with soul. So here I am in soul, and I'm awestruck. I'm absolutely awestruck. So depending on where you guys are at on your journey, I hope this gives a little bit of light, and hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. People used to say that to me all the time, and I was like, well, where the fuck is it? Because I haven't seen it in 3 years. There is light. Look, there's light. There's light up there. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will get through this, whatever this is. Because I did, and if I can do it, you can do it. I got through the health conditions. I got through quitting the addictions. I got through the divorce. I got through the loss of family and friends. I got through, or I'm getting through, this chronic pain. I'm getting through this legal battle. As I said, there's another hurdle or two down the road, but that's not for another year when they finally close the case. And they'll end up costing me more money then too. But I'll get through the next stuff. So you will get through it. And if you need help, please feel free to reach out and book with me. The way to do that is send me off an email at justbeing@gmail.com. That's JUST, because we all like our justice. B, the letter B, and being, because that's what I am. I'm just being now. So justbeing@gmail.com, and let's set you up for a Zoom. And I book by the hour, 2 hour, or 3 hour slots. and all of my services are by donation. I look forward to meeting with you and talking with you. I'm thoroughly enjoying every single client interaction that I have. I'm very grateful for them. If you'd like to donate just to the channel and support me in that way, that would be fantastic as well. The donation links are in below. And if you want to join us for the Spiritual Warriors Support Group on Sundays at 3, the way to do that is to join the Spiritual Warriors Support Group. And that's over there on Facebook. And the links for the group chat are in there. So with that all said, thank you, and thank you some more. You have no idea how much an impact you have had on my life with every single like, comment, subscription, and share that you have provided for me and shown me a type of support I've never, ever known in my life. I'm so grateful. That all said, peace out.